So, what are the top 5 questions that I get asked again and again about living in Winter Garden, Florida? That's what we're talking about today, and we're starting right now. Hi there, what is up? I'm coming live to you from Winter Garden, Florida, the little downtown Winter Garden area, and it has the cute little brick-lined streets and cute little shops. I love this little area, it's so fun. But I wanted to bring you the top 5 questions because I know a lot of people have questions about living in Winter Garden. It's such a great area. And the number 1 question that I get asked again and again is Winter Garden a family-friendly area? And I have to say with a resounding yes. The neighborhoods are developed with families in mind. I mean, of course, anybody can live there, but with the community pools and the community gathering areas, it makes it really easy for your kids to meet other kids or for you to meet other couples. And so it's very family friendly. The schools also, you know, because of the schools and the locations of the schools and how good they are, it makes it very family friendly. There's a lot of community events and things like that going on. So answer to number 1, is it family friendly? Absolutely, yes, indeed. So before I get to number 2, stick around to the end of the video because I have an interview with an actual Winter Garden resident who will share her thoughts on what it's like living here from her perspective as a Winter Garden resident. So stick around for that. Number 2, what is it like living in Winter Garden with regards to the restaurant situation, hospitals, shopping, those kind of things? Are you going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere? And so I have to say there's a brand new hospital actually that just opened up in the Horizon West area. And then there's a hospital that's been in the Winter Garden area for about 8 to 10 years. A very nice, very big hospital. Lots of doctors and medical, dental, everything. As a matter of fact, I drive from Orlando to Winter Garden to come to my dentist. I go to Titus Dental. Yay, plug for Titus Dental. Love those guys, they're great. But also with regards to shopping, there's of course this cute little downtown Winter Garden with its restaurants and dining and shopping. And then also there's a huge mega shopping center called the Winter Garden Village, and in there they have every kind of shop, every kind of restaurant. And then within a lot of the different neighborhood areas, like for example in the Horizon West area, there's public shopping centers and some other types of restaurants and things in those areas and doctor's offices. But I would have to say that with regards to the newer developments, there's going to be fewer restaurants and grocery stores and that sort of thing in the newer areas. You'll have to drive maybe 10 to 15 minutes to get, depending on what neighborhood you're in as far as a new construction, you might have to drive just a little bit. There are new restaurants and groceries and things like that coming in within the next year. So it's growing, it's building out, and it's very exciting. Number 3, the third question that I get asked all the time is, how are these schools? Well, most of the schools here are rated A and B, predominantly A schools, so it's a great area for schools. They're building new schools all the time. I know they just opened a new school this fall, and they have plans for another middle school to be built I think it's by the end of 2021. So a lot of schools are being built, so you're getting the new bright and shiny schools with all the best technology, great teachers, so it is a great area to send your kids to school as well. Number 4, are there new developments? Are there new construction homes? Well, Winter Garden is pretty much the mecca of new construction. There is new construction everywhere here. Practically every builder is represented, every type of home. Price ranges are going to be in the upper 3s to $1 million. I mean, you can pretty much pay any price here in Winter Garden and get an amazing home. So there's a lot of great developments. All the neighborhoods have great community pools, like I said earlier, resort style pools. A lot of them will have tennis courts and community centers and just a lot of great amenities that they're putting into neighborhoods, like dog parks and walking paths and just really some nice amenities like that. So great new construction options. I actually am doing a video coming up that I will share with you in the next couple weeks about some of the specific new construction neighborhoods. But if you stick around to the end, at the end of the video, I'll have a link to some of the videos I have done on new construction walkthroughs of model homes. So that might be helpful for you to get an idea of what the homes are like. And number 5, you know, a lot of people ask me, what is there to do in Winter Garden? I mean, am I going to be living kind of in the middle of suburbia land and there's not going to be anything to do? Is there going to be any, you know, fun activities out there? Or am I going to have to drive 40 minutes to go to Orlando anytime I want to do anything? And I can tell you that I come to Winter Garden myself from Orlando to do things like bike. So they have a great biking path here called the West Orange Trail. It's about a 40-mile trail, and of course you can bike, walk, rollerblade, anything you want on it, and it actually passes through some of the neighborhoods, so that's kind of cool. It's got rolling hills, it's beautiful. And the other thing I like to do when I come out here and bike is I like to go to this really cool place called the Crooked Can Brewery. And that is a really cool warehouse-style brewery that has other restaurants and things inside. So a lot of people go there on the weekends. It's a really fun place to hang out. And that's right next to the Winter Garden shopping district. So you can go also to the Winter Garden downtown shopping district and enjoy some of the fun things that there are to do there, which is really fun. They also have a theater called the Garden Theater here, and it's local actors that put on shows, you know, like Broadway type shows that they're redoing. There'll be live entertainment such as live music and things like that as well. Probably not as many things going on right now because of COVID, but it's a great place to catch a show. There's also movie theaters out here. There's also shopping and the Power Shopping at Winter Garden Village, and that's a fun thing to do. Lots of really neat shops and restaurants in there. And on Saturday mornings, they have a great farmers market here in Winter Garden. I love the farmers market. So many neat vendors, plus of course vegetables and fruit. You can get that, but there's also other arts and crafts type vendors and things like that going on. So that is a really fun thing to do in Winter Garden. Also, of course, Disney is only 10 to 15 minutes away, depending on what part of Winter Garden. If you live in the south part of Winter Garden, you can be as close as 5 minutes to the gates of Disney, or if you live in the northern end of Winter Garden, it might take 15 to 20 minutes. But, you know, with Winter Garden, there's so many things to do out here. Everything from Disney to the downtown Winter Garden Village, outdoor activities such as hiking, cycling. So it's a really, really fun area to live. I don't think you'd run out of things to do out here too quickly. So I forgot also to tell you about the Railroad Museum. That's a cute little museum here in the Winter Garden area, and you can do that as well as community events. When COVID is not happening, they have like a wine fest here, they have a jazz fest and live music venues that are happening. So just right now they're not doing a lot of that, but that will be coming as soon as everything gets opened back up. And now I'd love to share my interview I did with Deb Terry, my friend, who I met here for coffee. So here we are in Winter Garden, Florida at Axum Coffee. I'm here with Deb Terry, and Deb is a Winter Garden resident, and so I wanted to ask her a few questions so you can get kind of the inside scoop on what it's like to live in Winter Garden. So Deb, how long have you lived in Winter Garden?
Well, we moved here a little over 7.5 years ago, and we found Winter Garden and moved in the area about 5 years ago after renting.
Very nice. And what part of Winter Garden do you live in?
We live in the new area called Hamlin in Horizon West, South Winter Garden.
Nice area. I love that area too. And what made you choose that area in Winter Garden?
Well, we love the hometown feel of Winter Garden in general. But I think because of the new construction and all of the things that we heard were going to be happening in Hamlin, just made us really want to be a part of that new community. So we got excited about that.
That's great, and it is really beautiful out there. I do love that Hamlin area, and it's so convenient. There's a lot of shopping and everything there. So, Deb, what do you love about living in Horizon West?
We love how everything is growing and it's so new, and just the community of the people there. Everybody's excited about being in that community. So we get to be a part of something from the beginning, and I think that's really fun.
That is great, and it's a beautiful area. I do love that area. There's lots to do out there. And so finally, I want to ask, there's always a downside to everything. So what would you say is the negative to living in the Horizon West Winter Garden area?
probably the traffic and all the construction that's going on, but it's just part of the building of making that community happen. So traffic definitely, it's taking longer to get places. That's okay.
That's understandable. That's understandable with growth. There's progress, there's change, and there's
Yeah.
things like that happen.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me today and telling us a little bit about living in Winter Garden.
It's awesome. Thank you.
That's the scoop for the top 5 things that people ask me most often about Winter Garden. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye now.